Four has learned the Riverview Gardens School District, along with multiple employees of the district, are now being sued. The lawsuit alleges sexual abuse and a lack of response by the district and administration. Also named in the suit is a former principal who's already facing multiple criminal charges related to sexual abuse. The lawsuit was filed on behalf of four minors. It claims the school district hired Cedric Gerald as the principal of Westview Middle School, even though he had been accused of sexual abuse at his previous job at McClure High School in the Ferguson-Florissant School District. Now, that lawsuit also alleges that reports of abuse by a different teacher, Joshua Hinden, were ignored. The lawsuit lists two boys and two girls as plaintiffs who allege inappropriate behavior by Hinden, as well as claiming the abuse was so bad that parents transferred one of the victims to another school. Two superintendents who served at different times, Joylyn Pruitt-Adams and Tanya Patton, were also named, with allegations that they also knew of the conduct by Hinden. Last year, Gerald was charged with 9 felony counts, all related to the sexual abuse of minors for actions while he was principal at Westview. 4 students also accused Gerald of abuse. The case is still working its way through the judicial system. His next hearing is scheduled for June 26th. Now, earlier this week, First Alert 4 obtained documents detailing a settlement between the Ferguson-Florissant School District, where Gerald worked until 2023, and a student who alleged abuse by Gerald. Now, according to the documents, the district paid the victim $1.75 million. The district told First Alert 4 in a statement that Gerald was properly screened before he was hired. The district also said it is working with the St. Louis County Police Department regarding allegations of abuse while he worked in the district.